Thanks for stopping by the studio. I just finished the Atalaya Art Festival this weekend. Wow, what an amazing weekend. Weather was perfect. Attendance broke all kinds of records. Sales were good. And just had a great time meeting some wonderful and interesting people. I love getting the feedback from folks at a festival like this. And this painting, Tumult, was a huge success. Now, I thought what I would do, since you couldn't come to Murrells Inlet to see the festival, is bring my portion of it to you. So I hope you enjoy it. And just a quick note, there is an opportunity, if you would like, to look at one of the paintings and purchase it. I'm offering a 20% discount from today through Saturday, which would be, let me see, October 2nd, I believe. So if you want to consider something, please let me know, and you can go ahead and purchase it directly from the sheet that's attached. All of the large paintings from the festival are there, and that's not unusual. I was out painting the other week, and a young woman and her husband stopped, and we chatted, and they moved on, and she ran back and she looked at me and she said, "I'm just starting to paint." She said, "Can I ask how long you've been painting?" And I kind of stopped and thought and shocked myself, and I said, 50 years. And she laughed and she said, "Might take me a while." So, when you have that kind of experience behind you, your prices aren't going to be rock bottom. I have built a following. I have a number of collectors. I'm in corporate collections. And I'm not saying that to tout my own horn, but just to say that there is credibility behind an artist lifetime's work and how they've developed their technique, their style, their voice in what they say and how they say it. And I don't think I'm pricing my work at a premium. I think I'm pricing it with the experience, the time, and the expertise that I put in it. And because of that, at a festival like this weekend, I know I'm not going to sell a painting like this, Tumult, for several $1,000s with someone's first encounter with it. During the weekend, I was speaking with many customers who, let's say, liked this, but didn't want to put that much money into it, understandably. Wanted to know if prints were available. And yes, they are, but prints certainly are never the same experience than the actual painting itself. I believe that when you live with a painting, you can actually develop a relationship with that painting. It's like, I've said before, it's like having your favorite song. And every time you hear it, there's something different or more enriched in it because you've changed since the last time you heard it. And it's the same thing with paintings. Every time you go back to a painting, you've grown, you're different. And to have that rich kind of experience, prints are wonderful, and they'll do a great decorative job for you. But to have that kind of relationship, I find you need to have the original piece. So I don't expect to go to a festival like this and pop off several large paintings. But it's the second or third time that I've talked to clients about something they would like maybe in a different size, if they would like a commission of something. They have an unusual fireplace and they need something a little more specific to their particular place. And that's kind of how the conversation goes for several months, sometimes several years, before someone goes ahead and purchases an original piece. So all of the original pieces are available, and I am going to do them at a 20% discount until Saturday, which I believe is October 2nd. So Saturday at midnight, the coupon that's in your email will expire. So grab a glass of iced tea, coffee, glass of wine, sit back, enjoy the show, and give me some feedback. I'd love to know what you think. Hi everyone. Since you all couldn't come to the Atalaya festival, I thought I'd bring my portion to you. Now, you won't be seeing this until after it's over, but I did want to share it with you and let you know what it's like. I do a dry run before every art festival. That way, anything that I can control isn't a surprise if I've worked it through, because there's always going to be other surprises, things that I can't control. Okay, so here we have a piece entitled Tidal Reverie. I did it earlier in the summer. For me, this is the epitome of a perfect day on the beach, where you have, you know, the clouds building, the birds kind of pecking along the side of the water, folks strolling, and we just have these beautiful natural beaches in the parks without hotels or high-rises or anything, and it really is pristine and special. And then this is All Is Well. This particular piece is from Sanibel Island in Florida. It's just amazing, you know, if you sit and look at it, you can actually, I'm not quite getting the focus of it, like you can actually see the water moving in it. It's just one of those visual effects that's like, wow, there you go. There, we got it focused. And then we have Peaceful Marsh. And one of the things I love about this piece is the way the shade from the trees on the side come across the marsh. And then we have After the Storm. Now this particular piece, the sky, I had walked out of a supermarket, and this sky, it was, I want to say December, and the sky was just radiant. You know, you get a very different coloration in your skies in the winter as opposed to warm temperatures. And I just thought, I just need to use that somewhere. Go in a little closer so you can see the color and the detail. And again, it's on that pristine beach that we have. And this here is Marsh Pond. This is from the state park looking over towards the mainland. And you know, when you're out painting like this, plein air, you really need to have your wits about you. Because at one point when I looked up, right here was the snout of an 8-foot gator. I'm not sure if he was looking at me for lunch or he wanted to make sure he got his lunch before I did. But it does pay to pay attention to what's going around you here. Next we have August Marsh. You get this wonderful chartreuse between late July and early August. And actually it's the same marsh from a different perspective. And this here is Scarlet and Lace. This was at Brook Green in the spring. And the painting is a little bit more like a staccato brush stroke, because you're trying to capture the images so quickly. I mean, there are some days that you can actually watch the tree unfold its blossoms as you're standing there painting it. It was just absolutely breathtaking this year. And next is one of my wave paintings, the studies for understanding the physics of waves. And this is Momentum. And this is a very sweet little piece. It is of a pond at Brook Green with the irises in bloom. And then next, this is a new piece that I had just finished. Although I may go back and make a few adjustments to this, I think. But it has some wonderful color passages. You may remember I started out with a blue sketch, and then I put in some very brilliant colors as the underpainting, some amethyst, and scarlet, and gold, and several different blues. And if you look at this, that's what's showing through on the shadows. So you get this wonderful, delicate passage of color as you're looking. And something else that I loved is, I'll draw back a little bit, the way this wave swells up and curves, so you can actually feel the swell as it goes back up into the wave behind it. This is a 3 by 4 foot piece. And next, and again, I'm not sure what I'm going to call this. I'm thinking of Tumult, but if you have a great title for it, please DM me. I would love to hear it. And here is a long, thin one. This is a 12-inch by 36-inch Morning Dunes. We just have brilliant sunrises here on the East Coast. And here's another long horizontal. This one viewers helped me name. This is Eternal Rhythm. Love this painting. There's something about it that just really grabs me. And then these are 2 new ones. These again are from the marsh. And you get really colorful pluff mud and the chartreuse green, which gives it a nice pop. This is Between Tides. And you'll notice that at low tide, you'll have all the birds working. Where at high tide, they're all kind of roosting up in the trees. And this one here is Sea of Green. That was done, end of July, I would say. Okay, next we have, I'm showing the Sea Turtles series again. And if you didn't know, I also do some merchandise on my website. We have some wonderful tote bags, mugs. I'm getting ready to put a calendar together for the holiday season. They're very good quality, and these guys just work really well on them. This one just cracks me up. This is the Dude. This one is Flyboy. It seemed like our turtle nesting this year was a little bit below average. And that is Sentry. And then this is Wingman. They were fun to do. And next is another piece from earlier this season. This is Sunset on Pauli's Island. I had to work for this one. In fact, I had to work for a number of these paintings. Sometimes you can paint and they just fall, they paint themselves, they just fall into place. But a lot of these paintings have taught me a great deal, and I am grateful for that. So this is Sunset on Pauli's Island. These are also two new ones. These are from Brook Green Garden, and they have these wonderful, what Archer Huntington called silver oaks. They're these live oaks graced with Spanish moss. It reminds me when we were kids, we used to put tinsel on the Christmas trees. And there are just banks and banks of caladiums underneath. And these trees are magical. When you walk down the alley at Brook Green, they go back to the 18th century. So they've been there since the 1700s, and they're massive. And this is Silver Oaks 2. They each have their own personality, for sure. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me. If you're interested on any pricing on those particular pieces, there is an attached sheet for any that are still available, and I would imagine most of them are still available. And if you have any questions, if you would like a private session on FaceTime or Facebook chat, we can certainly make an appointment for that and talk about them. And if you're local, I'm more than willing to bring them to your space so that you can see something in your light and see if it fits with your decor and what you were hoping to achieve with that particular piece. So thank you for joining, and I'll see you next time.